I'll let you get back to your drink.
Yeah. Hier haben wir nochmal in die Opiumhöhle, würde ich sagen Meth, aber falsche Abteilung. Das ist Kohle. Was ist da? Werbung?
I wonder how many layers of advertisements you'd have to cut through before getting to the wall.
Gute Frage. Straßennamen?
Crisparkle Lane. Nothing crisp or sparkly about it. I can't make heads or tails of it, but I'll bet you 10 crowns it doesn't say welcome.
Ja, gute Frage. Zu den Straßennamen müssen wir mal aufpassen und uns merken. Weil ich denke, das könnte in dem Fall noch sehr, sehr wichtig werden.
Yes? What do you want?
Ich suche nach einem Mann, der Darius heißt.
I'm looking for a man named Darius. I believe he may be inside.
Yeah, I don't know anybody with that name. So if that's all you wanted, get lost.
Ja.
My name is Miles Fordham, and I'm a private investigator. I demand you let me in the name of the law.
The law? Is this your idea of a joke?
Wir bleiben mal ernst, mal gucken, vielleicht hilft's.
No, as I said, I'm a private investigator.
Then I really don't have to let you in. You bothered me enough. Get out of here!
Something tells me we won't be getting in there anytime soon.
Echt jetzt?
No answer. Looks like you blew your chances with this place.
Echt jetzt? Wer war überhaupt reingekommen, stelle ich mir kurz die Frage. In die Meerhöhle.
Yes?
Might I come in, please?
This is private property, and I don't know you, so no.
I'm looking for a man named Darius. I believe he may be inside.
Yeah, I don't know anybody with that name. So if that's all you wanted, get lost.
Scheint nicht so. Ach,
Nothing.
egal.
Never mind.
Stop wasting my time.
Ja, ja, du blöde Kuh.
Oh, Crisparkle. I can't make...
So. Dann müssen wir mal das irgendwie anders probieren. Okay, wir gehen mal zur Bäckerei Morgan.
All right, Mr. Chavez. The cake and muffins come to a total of 6 crowns, 10 shillings.
There you are, Mrs. Morgan. And thank you again. Barbara is going to love this.
My pleasure. Enjoy.
Pardon me, sir.
I'm sure Barbara will enjoy them, the cow.
Warte mal, die kennen wir doch.
Ah, Mr. Fordham. Welcome.
Thank you, Mrs. Morgan.
Da stimmt doch was nicht.
Those look nice, but given the choice, I'll always side with pie over cake. Those look nice, but given the choice, A bunch of assorted baking products. Don't waste your time with those, Miles. We've got a murder to solve.
Ja, Schnauze, Backwaren.
I never had much of a sweet tooth, but even I'd consider buying some of this stuff. You know, if I were still alive. Minor detail, I know.
Ja, klar. So, Ware von gestern.
The stuff in that day-old box doesn't look half bad. More like 3/4 bad. A very wise man once told me, never go poking around the back rooms of bakeries. I think you'd do well to heed that advice.
Nee. Da wird man schon noch hingehen. So ist es nicht. Da ist die Küchelstrippe, Regal, Torten, Türe, Klingel, okay.
You got time for a few more questions, Mrs. Morgan.
Yes, of course.
What can you tell me about your brother?
Ronan was the best brother anyone could have asked for.
Irgendwas stimmt mit daran nicht.
He took care of me after our parents died. Carriage accident. I was only 9 and he was 13. Ronan went out and found work and managed to support the both of us. He was just a child himself, but he kept us out of the gutter. Or worse, the workhouse.
How did you hear of his death?
Ronan comes by to visit me every day after he finishes work. When he didn't come for 2 days in a row, I got worried. I went to his apartment, but he wasn't there. So I made a report to the police. Yesterday, they contacted me and asked me to come to the mortuary.
I'm terribly sorry for your loss, Mrs. Morgan.
Thank you, Mr. Fordham. Please, find whoever did this to him. Ronan deserved so much better.
Ronans murder?
What do you know about your brother's murder?
Only what the police told me. He was shot at close range outside that pub in the Chum. Nothing was missing, and his wallet had money in it, so they said it wasn't a robbery. I didn't recognize the clothes he was wearing. I had never seen them before, and they were far too big for him. I still can't believe he's gone. He was the only family I had left.
Dr. Edwards at the mortuary might be able to give us some more detailed information. The only thing we'll get out of this one is more tears.
Ja. Ronans Leben.
What sort of life did Ronan lead?
You know, just normal. He'd go to work, come visit me afterwards, and go home. He didn't have much of a social life. At least he never mentioned any friends to me. I always hoped Ronan would meet a nice girl to settle down with, but he was so shy, you know.
Where did Ronan work?
At the Grips Home Taxidermy Shop in Gascon. I always thought it was rather macabre work, but he enjoyed it. Bit lonely, though.
Seine Wohnung?
Can you give me the address of Ronan's apartment?
It's at 1172 Bushmill Street. I have a spare key.
That would be most helpful. Thank you.
Über sie selbst?
So, this is your bakery.
My husband Gerald and I have had it for almost 10 years.
Is it just the two of you? Do you have any children?
Alas, no. Some extra hands would be most welcome in the kitchen, but we haven't yet been blessed. It's such a shame that Ronan never got to be an uncle.
Die Toaster passt irgendwas nicht.
What are your thoughts on the outcome of the election?
Oh, I haven't given it much thought, to be honest. It hardly seems to matter now.
Yes, of course. My apologies for bringing it up. Those are all the questions I have for now.
All right, Mr. Fordham.
A very wise...
Irgendwas stimmt da nicht ganz mit der Tante. Ronans Wohnung. Wir gehen jetzt mal kurz zum, wenn wir gleich Grunde nebenan sind,
I was beginning to wonder when you'd show up.
Schnauze, Spekulation.
Well, wonder no longer. I'm here and I need to see Dr. Edwards.
Right. You know the way. Snelling isn't in today, so you're all clear.
Well, that's a relief. Thanks, Upton. Can we talk for a moment, Upton?
Certainly. What's on your mind?
Rowan, genau, können wir ein bisschen durchgehen. Passt?
You wouldn't happen to know anything about Ronan Lespay, would you?
Probably nothing more than you already know. His body is in the mortuary, and the reason for his murder is unknown. I suggest you speak with Dr. Edwards.
I'm guessing you can't go over this case with me either.
I have to distance myself completely from this one. So when you figure it out, you'll need to speak directly to Mrs. Morgan. I can still try and help you if there's something specific giving you trouble, though.
Über sie selbst?
How are things with you?
Better than last week, but plenty of feathers still ruffled around here.
Wegge?
What happened?
You have to ask. Snelling was not happy with you turning up at the Latham crime scene.
Und?
It's a right inquisition around here. Snelling going around to interrogate everyone, trying to ferret out a leak.
So he suspects.
I'm afraid so. I managed to calm him down some and divert suspicion. He thinks someone on the force is speaking to the Gazette, not to you directly.
Ja.
Well, that's some kind of relief. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Oh, don't worry about me. Well, maybe worry about me a little.
Nee, Specki. Die Wahl.
That was one hell of an election, wasn't it?
That it was. I don't know how he managed it, but I'm glad Leroy won.
I feel the same. Atwood seemed convinced he had it in the bag.
I think he just grossly underestimated how much the Lygia disaster affected everyone. Thought we could go on like nothing happened. Hell, if Prince Harold hadn't been aboard, we would have. Now, isn't that sad?
Opiumhöhle.
Would you happen to have any information on the opium den in Chumley?
I know there is one, but that's about it. The department doesn't have the manpower to bother keeping files on that sort of establishment.
So no idea how one might get inside.
I'm afraid not. Those places are very hush-hush about their activities. They're almost like exclusive high society clubs in their own seedy way.
Interesting observation. I think I'll keep that in mind. I'll let you get back to work.
And you'd better do the same.
Ja, aber Opium war, glaube ich, bis ins Jahr 1970, 80. Völlig normal, dass man es bekommen hat. Fahne?
The old Jack and Stars.
And you will bring me stars to me. Wir singen gerade irgendeinen Scheiß zusammen, keine Ahnung.
Assorted lab equipment for setting things on fire or causing explosions. You know, the perfect way to pass the time.
Ich glaube, wir haben den letzten Auftrag versaut. Naja, aber an sich.
Wonder if you've seen. Sure,
Nix.
it's important.
No,
This
yes.
Edward's key seems to. That feels. Well,
Ja, leider. Naja, reden wir mit ihm.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything, Edwards.
Ah, Fordham. Always a pleasure.
Have you got time for some questions?
Fragen
Of
wir
course.
gut. Dankeschön. So, Ron Lesbay.
So what can you tell me about Ronan Lespay?
Caucasian male, approximately 27 years old. Died of blood loss as a result of being shot at close range. He was brought in 4 nights ago. I performed the postmortem the following day. After that, his next of kin was contacted. I believe his sister came to identify the body.
Any personal opinions on what might have happened?
Well, the fact he was shot at such a close range would suggest it was done by someone he knew. And robbery doesn't appear to be a motive, since his wallet was found on the body with money in it. Beyond that, your guess is as good as mine.
better, I hope.
Did the
Obduktion.
postmortem reveal anything?
Quite a few things, actually. Mr. Lespay was extremely inebriated when the shooting took place. There was enough alcohol in his blood to presume he had been drinking for hours before his death.
Okay.
I also managed to remove the bullet from his heart. It's a .36 caliber lead ball, standard revolver shot. It shouldn't be too hard to match to a weapon, provided you can find it.
Haben wir schon.
Did you notice anything unusual about the clothes Mr. Lespay was wearing?
Unusual? Not really. They seemed a bit big for him, but that's all.
Okay.
His sister seemed convinced that they didn't belong to him.
That's a distinct possibility, but I couldn't say for sure. He could have just been a sloppy dresser.
Da ist die Pistole.
I found this pistol at the scene of the Lespay crime. Did you take a look and see if it was used to murder him?
It's all slimy. Where was it?
Sitting at the bottom of a storm drain.
Oh, I suppose that's not as exciting as finding it inside someone's intestines. Did I ever tell you about that post-mortem, by the way?
Nein.
No, I certainly don't want to hear about it now. How long will it take you to analyze that pistol?
I should have something conclusive within the hour, if you don't mind waiting.
No, it'll give me some time to gather my thoughts.
Right, I've concluded my analysis, and this gun was definitely used to shoot Mr. Lespay.
Okay.
The bullet I removed from his body is a perfect match.
Thank you, Edwards. That is extremely helpful.
There's one more thing. I cleaned off some of the muck and found the initials JB etched into the handle.
Interesting.
My expertise with guns is purely forensic, so I can't determine if this is the gun's maker or the initials of its owner. That's going to have to be your job.
Thank you, Edwards. Your help is always appreciated.
JB über ihn selbst.
How's the coroner business?
Things have been pretty dead around here lately.
Don't quit your day job, Edwards.
Und die
What
Wahl?
are your thoughts on the election?
There was an election?
I think our friend Edwards needs to get out a bit more.
I'll be going now, Edwards.
Take care, Fordham. And remember, not everyone gets to leave the morgue alive, so consider yourself lucky that you can.
Weise Worte. Notizbuch. Gripstorm, der suchen Ronans, JB. Aha. Aha. Gut, wir haben ja im Großen und Ganzen ist erstmal nix. Da gibt es seine Wohnung.
Quite the collection of exotic items in here. Ronan appears to be a seasoned world traveler.
Or at least knows someone who is.
Just looking at this painting is making me feel seasick.
Ich habe so eine Vermutung gerade. Wir speichern mal kurz. Müssen wir das aufknacken?
Locked. Naturally.
Wird hinter einer Maske vielleicht
This
sein.
one is scarier than the other masks. Wait a moment. I think I saw something shiny in the back of the mouth.
Tja, oder wir finden da den Schlüssel.
How about that? A perfect hiding place for a key.
This mask looks African. You should try it on. It'd be an improvement.
Der Vogel sieht witzig aus.
Some kind of owl mask. The hair looks incredibly familiar.
Echt? Bücherschrank?
Ronan's book collection mostly consists of cheap pulp adventure novels, but this top shelf looks interesting.
Was haben wir denn da? Exotische Fauna in Afrika, exotische Fauna in Australien, geheime Gebräuche im Orient, Büchibel, Buch ohne Titel. Oh, ich sehe schon. Ein ausgewachsenes Spitzmaulnashorn erreicht eine Schulthöhe zwischen 150 bis 175 cm und eine Kopfrumpflänge von 350 bis 390 cm. Ausgewachsen wiegt ein Bulle zwischen 850 und 1600 Kilogramm. Gelegentlich werden bei manchen Tieren aber auch bis zu 1800 Kilogramm erreicht. Kühe sind kleiner als die Bullen. Ein afrikanischer Elefantenbulle wird 3,2 bis 4 Meter hoch, Schulterhöhe, also Widderrüste auch genannt, meine ich bei denen dann auch, und wiegt zwischen 4.700 und 6.048 Kilogramm. Kühe werden zwischen 2,2 und 2,6 Meter groß und wiegen zwischen 2.160 und 3.232 Kilogramm. Beide Elefanten L. Cyclotis sind etwas kleiner. Die Bullen erreichen ihre Größe von bis zu 2,50 Meter. Schön. Exotische Fauna in Australien. Känguru. Das Känguru ist eine wundersame Kreuzung aus Hasen und Esel und verfügt als Beutetier genau, über einen Beutel, in dem der Nachwuchs bis zur Reife heranwächst. Das Känguru ist ein Pflanzenfresser und reißt mittels kräftiger Sprünge seiner Hinterläufe. Koala. Koalas mögen auf den ersten Blick wie kleine Bären erscheinen, sind aber tatsächlich Beuteltiere. Wie beim Känguru verbringen Jungtiere ihre ersten Lebensjahre im Beutel ihrer Mutter. Koalas verbringen viele Stunden am Tag im Schlaf und ernähren sich hauptsächlich von den Blättern des Eukalyptus und sind deswegen permanent high. Tathan und Death, geheime Gebräuche im Orient. Oh, das scheint noch viel Text zu werden. Sie müssen sich immer vor Augen halten, geeignete Leser, dass die Gebräuche des fernen Orients sich von unseren eigenen stark unterscheiden. Ich empfehle dringend, sich nicht nur mit den gebräuchlichsten, sondern auch mit den unbekannteren und verborgenen auseinanderzusetzen, um nicht aus Versehen jemanden zu verärgern. Die Verwendung von Opium zur Jahrhundertwende war es bei Reisenden in den fernen Osten üblich, sich den ausgefallenen Freuden hinzugeben. Mit anderen Worten, dem Opium heutzutage ist diese Art des Tourismus stark zurückgegangen, unter anderem aufgrund der Zuwendung von Immigranten aus China nach Vespuccia. Etliche Opiumhöhlen sind in der Zwischenzeit in El Presidio aufgetaucht, manche gar in New Britain im Osten. Opiumhöhlen stehen alle denjenigen offen, die dort den Opium frömen wollen. Im Allgemeinen als den Drachenreiten bezeichnet, wurden die Opiumverwendungen zur Entspannung oder als Gruppenbeschäftigung zum beliebten Zeitvertreib. Baju. Wird ihnen Wein angeboten, stellen sie sicher, dass sie genau wissen, was ihnen angeboten wurde. Es könnte sich um Baju handeln, eine klare Flüssigkeit, die meist aus fermentierten Sorghumhirse gebrannt wird, wobei manchmal auch andere Getreidesorten Verwendung finden. In Varianten aus dem südlichen China werden oftmals Klebreis verwendet, wohingegen die nördlichen Varianten Weizen, Gerste, Risbeerenhirse und sogar Hiobsträne anstelle von Sorghumhirse aufweisen. Die Chu-Kui-Starterkultur zur Fermentierung, die zur Herstellung von Baju-Maische verwendet wird, besteht meist aus pulverisierten Weizenkörnern. Jemand, der daran nicht gewöhnt ist, wird, wenn er Baju trinkt, sein blaues Wunder erleben. Baju zu trinken gilt gleichsam als Männlichkeitsritual, das verwendet wird, um sich von anderen zu beweisen. Die übermäßige Alkoholkonzentration des Baju überfordert die meisten, die daran nicht gewöhnt sind. Seien sie auf der Hut, wenn sie nicht bewusstlos in einer Seitenstraße enden wollen. Ah ja. Und Bijibel?
It's in another language, but it appears to be a Bible.
Ah ja, und ist ohne Einband?
No title, and it appears to be blank. I wonder if Ronan just kept empty books on his shelf to appear well read.